So let's continue. Okay, so we continue with laws of Yom Tov, and we start today a new topic, and very interesting topic, and many people have do not know this this halacha, and they create leniency for themselves out of nothing. So it's chapter 27, bathing and showering. Okay. The halachas pertaining to washing oneself on Yom Tov differed greatly from the related halachas on Shabbos. Okay. The primary difference is that whereas on Shabbos, heating water or using hot tap water is entirely prohibited, on Yom Tov it is in some instances permitted. Okay. Heated water falls under the category of cooking, which is permitted for the sake of a Chol Nefesh. As explained in chapter 1, the category of Chol Nefesh included the fulfillment of any common physical need, since the washing one's body is a physical necessity. It is sometimes permitted to heat water for the purpose of Yom Tov. However, there are numerous limitations to this rule, as we shall explain. Proceed to learn. Okay, before we proceed, let's do this introduction. Okay. So first of all, halachas on Yom Tov differ from Shabbos about washing. So on Shabbos, you can wash your face, your hands, your feet with the cold water, right? Shower, no, we don't take showers, but if needed, like if somebody gets soiled or somebody is a little sweaty, there is no problem. They can wash, right? So if it's in honor of Shabbos, there is no problem. But the complete shower we never allow. Okay, right? Just practically speaking, Shabbos is only one day, and Yom Tov usually 2 days, right? And then except Yom Kippur, it's 2 days. So it's 1 day you can go without shower. If I'm talking about summer, right? But 2 days is a little harder. Okay. And on Shabbos we're not allowed to heat water. You're allowed to use water that was preheated. There is no problem, right? If you were able to store it somewhere in hot, or for example, if it is still on your blech, right? You have a blech and you have the pot with water. There is no problem. You can keep it there, and then you can take whatever you want, not from the pot, but you have to remove the pot, take the water, and then put it back, right? You can mix it with cold water, and you can wash babies or whatever you need to do. You can use, or for dishes, for example, you can use warm water. Do many people do that? I know some of them that doing exactly like that. We told them, and they're very happy. They have a big pot, right? And they always have hot water. Okay, no problem. Okay, so, and heating the water, of course, it falls under category of cooking, right? You cook water. Okay. Okay, and on Yom Tov, as we said many times, the cooking is permitted for a Chol Nefesh. So a Chol Nefesh, again, that what person is going to eat, right? And okay, and so basically you can use this water to make a tea or cook soup, or you can use it to wash, right? And partially, not complete body. We're going to see only partially. Okay, so and plus on only parts of the body that are physical necessity for majority of the people, right? Okay, let's start. Section number 1: laws pertaining to adults washing the entire body. So we're talking about Yom Tov. One of the qualification to the rule of Chol Nefesh is that melacha is pertaining only to this category as something that is equal necessity for every person. There is to most of the people. So let's do it again, and we're going to explain. So when we spoke about smoking, right? When we talk about smoke, and even though, in olden days, many people smoke, a lot of people smoke, but today's like only minority of people smoke, right? So you cannot say it's absolute necessity, right? So that's why there is machlokes, since there was opinion that was very popular. Today is not so popular. So basically, you're allowed to smoke under only you're smoking during the week. Only then you can smoke on Yom Tov, right? But here they say. So this is the qualification, right? The qualification, something the equal necessity for every person, meaning to eat hot food, there is equal necessity. To drink hot drinks, there is equal necessity, right? To carry things, whatever is needed for Yom Tov, common necessity, but not everything. Washing the entire body is not considered daily necessity for every person. So many people wash, I don't know, in a third world country, or or not in undeveloped countries, and not maybe once a week. Sometimes even less than that, right? So it's for sure it's not a common necessity for every person to wash entire body, right, every day. Those who have the practice of bathing and showering daily are categorized as sensitive people. It is therefore prohibited to heat water for the purposes of Yom Tov, or to use tap water, which tantamount to heating the new water, new water that flows into the tank to replace the water that is used. Okay, so let's try to understand what it says here. I'm going to explain. So washing the entire body, we say it's not necessity for every person. If you live in the Western world, even like in summer it's hot. On Pesach, this Pesach maybe where we live, it's not going to be that hot. I don't think so. But Shavuos for sure, in June, July, it's very hot, right? And Sukkot also, Rosh Hashanah also hot usually. Okay. Right. So it is therefore prohibited. So since it is not, there is no such necessity for old people, right, to wash. So now we cannot heat the water for the purpose for this purpose on Yom Tov, meaning for washing. Okay. For cooking as much as you want, but for washing no. Or to use tap water. So tap water, what is tap water? You you open your valve, right, and the water from the street, from the system enters your water heater, and it pushes out other water, and this new fresh water that just came in start cooking, right? It was cold, whatever cold, normal temperature, and now you start cooking water in the basement or somewhere, wherever you have your water heater. That's how it works. So you cook water. Okay. So it would be forbidden, since the washing is forbidden. Furthermore, the sages prohibited bathing or showering one's entire body in Yom Tov, even with the warm water that was heated before that day. It is customary to refrain from bathing or showering with cold water on Yom Tov. Okay. Before we continue. Okay, so sages say even if you have preheated water. So in Israel, right, in some other countries, they have a water tank on top of the roof, right? Why? Because it's so hot. The sun beats so extensively, so it warm up the water. You don't need to use electricity. Zero. You don't need to use this. What is it? What is it? Sun panels. You don't need that. It's going to warm up. So for sure, nothing is done on Shabbos. It's from previous from the day before. Let's say it's Yom Tov morning. For sure, all of this water was heated before. So they say absolutely not. So meaning entire body, and it's customary to refrain from bathing or showering even with cold water on Yom Tov. So people complain. I'm very sad. Of course, it is customary. So there is some exceptions. So, for example, somebody have some skin disease. I don't know, some rush, unless they take a shower, they're going to go crazy. Yeah, so to these people we would allow, but otherwise, like for other people, there is no such necessity. Continue. In case of discomfort, for example, a person is perspirating heavily, it is permitted to bathe or shower with cold water. Okay. Therefore, it is even permitted to do so even with the warm water that heated before the Yom Tov, as the rabbinic prohibition against bathing was not imposed for the case of discomfort. However, nowadays it is generally not possible, since we do not store large volumes of warm water, and turning on the hot tap is forbidden. Okay, so the answer is yes and no. Okay, so let's read this again, and we're going to explain. So this exception. So as I said, like if somebody is perspiring heavily or some rush, so we would allow to use like maybe a little more water, but otherwise no. So again, in case of discomfort, for example, perspiring heavily, it is permitted to bathe or shower with the cold water. So with cold water is okay, but I'm not like if somebody tried to take a shower with cold water, it's not so pleasant. I mean, unless person is trained, it's not. Even in summer, even when you're very hot, it's not so pleasant. So basically, if you want to do that and in this condition, no problem. We try not to, but if needed, you can. Theoretically, it's even permitted to do so with the warm water that was heated before Yom Tov. So as I said, if you have a heating tank on top, yes, or if you can turn on somehow this water heater, I'm not sure. I mean, technically, I'm not sure. I don't want to say. Okay, if it's possible to completely turn it off, yes, there is no problem before the Yom Tov. So whatever is warm there, it's going to be used. Okay, that's a different story. Or as we said, it's somewhere on a roof. Okay, as rabbinical prohibition against bathing is not imposed in case of discomfort. So okay, so cold water or warm water that was heated before Yom Tov. However, nowadays it is generally not possible, since we do not store large volume of water, right? But if you need, like if you have this tank on top and you need exactly 1.5 minutes, maybe it's not such a big deal. Okay, but turning on a hot water tap is forbidden. So why? Because the showering is forbidden. Okay. Okay, so again, if in case of the great discomfort, no problem. Okay, but not opening the hot water tub. Okay, continue. Washing one limb at a time. So this one is the solution. So right. Washing the entire body one limb at a time is not subject to rabbinic prohibition mentioned above. Thus, it is permitted to wash one limb at a time with the cold water or water heated before Yom Tov. So never with the hot water, right? However, it is forbidden to heat water or use hot tap water for this purpose. So meaning you're not in that category of that we just discussed. So per person is is perspiring heavily, right? Not okay, but you just want to refresh yourself. Okay. Furthermore, one may not do so in a shower or tub, because it might lead to washing the entire body at once. If one is wearing some clothing, it is permitted to wash one limb at a time, in a shower or tub, because being clothed serves as a reminder not to wash the entire body at once. So basically, our sages put one fence upon another fence. So in order for us, like they say, if you're not in this very the situation where it's it's very like discomforting, right? So you can do one limb at a time, but it's better to be dressed like partially, so you can. So it would be a reminder for you not to step in and shower and wash completely. Is it messy? Yeah, it's very messy. But if that's what person wants, okay, there is a way to do that. Okay. Continue. Washing part of the body. Washing minor parts of the body is considered a daily necessity common to most of the people. Meaning when some part of the body got soiled or something. That's hands. It is therefore permitted to heat up water on Yom Tov by cooking water in a pot, right, or opening hot water tap, or whatever you do, for the purpose of washing any part of one's body, as long as it's less than majority of the body. Okay, so of course it's not okay. So let's see. Washing the majority is the same as washing the entire body. However, one may not wash the body part in a shower or in a bathtub unless one is partly closed. So this is a little difficult, right? So, but let's try to understand. I mean, first we say no, and now we say yes, but there is some condition. So let's try to understand what's the difference between this case and previous one. So they say washing the parts of the body. So in previous also, like it was washing the part of the body, but it was the goal was to wash body completely, right? One limb at a time. Is it? So here, washing part of the body is considered like daily necessity common for most of the people, right? Meaning that you can do with hot water, meaning heat up the water, meaning hot water, for the purpose of washing any part of the body, any one part of one's body, as long as it is less than majority of the body. So meaning that you're clearly not planning to take a shower, right? Only like wash like partially. Okay, there is as we said, there is no problem. Washing majority of the body is the same washing the entire body, and that's not our intention. That's what we spoke in previous point. However, one may not wash the body part in a shower or the bathtub unless one's partially closed. So you wash in a sink, maybe with the hot water, if it's possible, right? Whatever you need to wash, or if you wanted to wash in a bathtub, in a shower cabin, so that's only have to be partially closed. So meaning what? That it's very, very messy. Okay, but if needed, you can do it.